My bad. So my dog got scared of the thunder and decided to scramble under my feet and knock a whole bunch of cords loose. So that was fun. Anyway, let's get started. Hi, I'm Lizzie. We're Endless Night Gaming. We're playing Spelljammer, and I'm not running the game tonight, which is super awesome. So I'm going to turn it right over to you, Amy. Take it away, please.
Well, welcome, and thank you all for joining us tonight for Spelljammer Fate's Heart as we find out who'll stop the astral rain. Our players have had a couple of zero sessions to get them accustomed to their characters and to advance them to 5th level. Their characters originate from different parts of the multiverse, but all of them experienced a call for help from a being of incomprehensible vastness. They were offered a choice, and despite being unsure what that choice will mean for them, they've decided to accept their fates. Some eagerly, others in spite of a lifelong reluctance. Their decisions have brought them to the city of Luskin, the northernmost city on the Sword Coast on a Forgotten Realms world. Our adventure opens in a room with 6 cots on the second floor of the Feast and Swill Inn. Tholine, Ava, and Rogast have found sleep in 3 of the room's cots. Deshawn, accustomed to the deck of the Starwake, made his bed on the balcony where he could watch the stars before succumbing to slumber. In the wee hours of the morning, while all of the room's occupants sleep deeply, 2 small creatures appear, each at the head of one of the unoccupied cots. These creatures look similar to a decorative silver hand mirror, if the mirror had 4 small legs in place of a handle. The 2, are they mirror puppies, fate ferrets, glass kittens? Whatever you choose to call them, they turn their mirrored faces toward each other and tilt them in silent acknowledgement. Then, turning their faces back toward the cots, both creatures begin to grow. Their mirrored surfaces increase in size exponentially until they are large enough to hold a full size humanoid. A horizontal slash grows across the middle of their faces before the mirrors split open, and with a soft hacking and retching sound, each of them dispenses a humanoid onto the cot, immediately after which the gashes in their faces close and they shrink back to their original size before inclining toward each other again and hopping backward into the wall and vanishing. Lunadora and Thessa, last we saw each of you, you were sitting on your respective bunks. Thessa on the Starway and Lunadora on my fucking ship. You each had had a visitation, which left you with 5 small bags made of plain parchment sealed on all sides, lying in your lap. The bags had writing on both sides. They read on one side, Acme's grab bag. You open it, it's yours. Open outside the SH asterisk P only. On the other side, fine print. Item cannot be traded or sold. It attunes to you, not the other way around. The good news is it uses its own attunement slot, not one of yours. Bad news, it requires a remove curse to break the attunement, and if you do, you hurt its feelings, and the item disappears immediately to find a new owner. It flies. The 2 of you are still sitting cross legged with 5 small bags in your lap, but suddenly you no longer feel the familiar vibration of sailing the astral seas. From one blink of your eyes to the next, you are no longer sitting in your familiar hammock. You're sitting in a cot in a dark room. The only light, moonlight streaming in through the glass panes in the door leading to the balcony. You hear the sounds of snoring around you, And as you look around, you can just make out the outlines of 3 sleeping forms and one form sitting up in their cot. How do you react?
I have questions.
I'm sure it's fine. There's nothing to worry about.
Sure, it's fine. Yeah,
Yeah. Come on. It's adventure.
that's true.
Can I make a perception check to hear if I heard the retching sounds coming from the
I'm gonna look
inside the cabin?
for you, Dash. I'm gonna try and find you immediately.
You may make a perception check. Do you have dark vision, Thessa?
No.
Do I have dark vision?
Yes.
Let's find out.
Just a 13.
I do have dark vision. Yay!
You do. So none of the forms is large enough to be Deshawn.
Okay. I don't like it. I had a really tall friend with me. Anything? Seen this person? Like really tall.
I'll be honest with you, I haven't seen a whole lot. Who are you, by the way?
Oh, I'm Thessa. You?
Lunadora Esmeralda Marcia. A pleasure.
That is a mouthful.
It is a wonderful name, given to me by both my mother and my father, passed down for hundreds of years.
I don't know where I got mine. I don't know if it had any meaning or not. Probably.
That is a shame.
Where are we?
I don't know.
What's up with the packages?
I don't know.
This is not the most fruitful conversation.
Deshawn. Yes, the sound of voices. And would you like to make rolls for Tholene and Ava to see if the sound of voices wakes them as well?
Yes.
Sure.
Perception?
Yes.
My passive is 17, and there are people talking in the room with me. Do I need to roll?
No, you can wake up.
I rolled a
one-
13.
I think you're in the same room with them. I think that's probably enough. I think you probably only needed a 10 since we've said Deshawn could hear with a 13 outside the door.
So I think
So there's definitely
Pauline suddenly sits up. Lunadora? Is that you?
Dolene? Oh my gosh,
Oh my
what
god!
happened?
You're here! You disappeared! We didn't know where you were! Oh my god, I was so worried! Are you okay?
I am fine, of course I am fine, but I am so happy to see you here. And Ava, yes, there you are as well. Wonderful. We are
Ava
reunited
is-
again.
Fantastic.
Leaning up on one elbow and says, "You said tall friend
Big tall.
outside.
Yeah, very
Yeah,
tall.
outside, right on balcony.
The door slams open, and I just walk in,
Not on balcony anymore.
and
Why are we
I'll
on
just
the
walk.
balcony?
I'll just walk over and just grab you up.
Oh, what are you doing? Why
She
are you
wasn't
doing
kidding.
it?
He is very tall.
Yeah, I told
And then
you.
just let you go, and I'll step back towards the door.
You know that
just
hurts,
smiling.
right?
I'm sorry.
Yeah. A little caution.
Does this have anything to do with those weird little weasel things?
Yes. You were swallowed by it.
Swallowed
Where did you
by
guys
it.
go?
By a weasel.
They
you
can be weird
disappeared.
big weasel things too.
You were swallowed
They
by a
got
weasel?
bigger and then they swallowed you. You were gone.
This is unacceptable. I was swallowed by a weasel creature
Yeah,
and I
that's
can't
disgusting.
even remember it? I don't even have the memories of such a story?
That's for the best. You get to make it up.
Yeah.
Colleen, you wrote it down,
Sure.
correct?
No, I didn't. I was just so worried that I haven't had a chance to write anything down. We've just been looking for you guys.
We will amend it. It shall be fine.
And then there was a big battle, and then we're here.
A battle. What kind of battle? Are you okay? Dash, let me look at you. What battle?
There
I
were
am
eels.
I am fine, but the family is in question.
The family. Our family?
Yes.
What happened?
There is we went for a parlay and we were jumped
By who?
by a large fleet of ships. I'm still
Not
not
by the people they
entirely
were
certain.
parlaying with.
It
That's
was
us.
not,
We're not.
yes, it was not them. Their captain was actually quite amenable to meeting. And we happened to be on a skiff between ships when we were ambushed from both directions.
The ships we were chasing?
Yeah, I think so. But it was a very large number of them.
Damn it.
We unfortunately, the only direction we could go was the nearest bubble. We found ourselves here.
So we don't know
You
where
are
the ship
telling
is.
me. You are telling me I missed the whole battle?
We also missed most of the battle.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
If I walk back out on the porch and look up in the sky again, do I see any light show remaining?
There are still shooting stars. Yes, many shooting stars.
It is possible that the battle still rages. But we have seen many parts and pieces falling to the ground. I
That-
imagine that the captain has made sure that it's mostly them.
We've got to find our way back. We've got to
That
get
we
back
are
to
on
the
our way.
ship. They are
We are on our
fucked
way
without
to.
us.
We are on our way to a town that may, in fact, have uh, support for uh, off-planet travel.
Certainly
It
hope
is
so.
not a common. It is not a common thing here. So we are only going off of
Great.
rumor.
Great. So who are you? I'll turn to the rest of you. Why are you here?
Hi, I'm Tolene.
I
She
like
can
the
take my hand
the
up.
sparkles. You look at this
You may
great.
have heard of me.
I don't
The
think so.
very
No.
famous. Oh. Well, there's a famous song about me.
I don't know that I've heard
Maybe
it.
I'll play it for you. sometime.
Hey, that would be great. Your friends? We met. Yes, Luna
I'm Ava.
Dora. Yes.
Lunadora Esmeralda Marcial. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, we have met.
On and on.
This is Ava. And there was an old man with us. Where'd he go?
Why?
He's still asleep.
See, it's the middle of the night. Maybe the bathroom.
He sleeps the sleep of the old.
He
He
said
did
there was
fight a-
something going on with his memory. Maybe it's related.
Oh, yeah.
And he did fight a bear today, so I'm sure that takes it out of you. He's got very thin arms.
Well, if we are planning to find somewhere where we can get a ship, we should possibly be on our way. I'll be honest with you, I really
the best
hate
plan.
having my feet on the ground.
Same.
What? Didn't you guys get those presents? Don't you want to look at what you got?
I forgot all about that.
Oh, yeah. There was a lot. I have a few of those as well. You first.
Luna will very
Oh, we
cautiously peek into her bag.
I take a step back.
Lunadora's bags. The first bag, as you open it, you feel a little pop of magic. as the item attunes itself to you. And as you pull the item from the bag itself disintegrates. You have in your hand a statue of green soapstone, about 3 inches long. It depicts a freestanding bathtub filled with water and bubbles. The sides of the tub are elaborately carved, and written on the lip of the tub are the letters KALEGONE. And on the underside of the tub, you can read the words, "Take me away."
That is not what I was expecting.
Me neither.
I wonder what it is for. Ava, you know more about magic than I do. What could this be?
Maybe when you say the activation word, it turns into a full-size bathtub. That'd be nice in a lot of places.
That would be nice.
Nice, relaxing bubble bath.
Would be nice. Maybe we're gonna get along better than I expected.
Very well. Comfort in space. I appreciate it. What about yours?
Let's find out. I will open my first one. Hooray. Present.
As Dessa opens her first bag, she feels a little snap as the item inside attunes to her. Again, the bag around it disappears and disintegrates as it opens. Inside, you find a long stemmed crystal chalice etched with the image of a night sky filled with stars and snowflakes. The underside of the base is inscribed with the word chill.
What was the word?
Chill.
Chill. Nice. Pretty. Delicate. I'll probably break it in no time.
Well, seeing as how it is still the middle of the night, did you wish to finish your rest, or shall we attempt to get on our way?
Do you wish to open your other 4 bags that you each
Oh,
have?
totally forgot
Oh
that I
yeah,
have 4.
I'm gonna complete
Yes.
like it's Christmas and my birthday combined.
Okay. Are we going back and forth one at a time, or?
Just go through all of
Yeah.
hers and then all of mine. That's
Yeah,
fine.
Okay.
that works lovely.
Thessa then. Inside your second bag, you find a marble made of turquoise. When you look inside of it, you see a snowflake. Your third bag holds a pair of 6-sided dice made of onyx with numbers of inlaid moonstone.
Pretty.
Fourth bag holds a single post earring set with a star opal.
Love.
And your fifth bag contains an iron ingot inscribed with 6 stars.
Hmm.
And
I don't know what any of this does, but it's all really pretty.
if you give me just a moment,
Of
I
course.
will copy and paste what all of that does in private message to you.
Thank you. Lots of dice.
There you go. All right,
Thank you.
May.
Mm-hmm.
The Dora's bags. Number 2. As Lunador opens it, it holds a marble made of moss agate. And the marble reflects a feeling of fecundity.
Okay.
The third bag holds a sash. It's a beautiful red silk sash.
I like it.
The fourth,
Fashionable.
yes, fashionable. Your fourth bag holds a pair of medallions shaped like a heart but split jaggedly down the middle into two pieces. So you have a pair of medallions that together form one heart.
Okay.
And your final bag contains a small square of cloth made of several scraps sewn together in a pleasing pattern. It appears to be a patch of some kind, like a patch you might find on a row of useful items.
Okay.
One
Very
moment,
interesting.
and I will message you what those items do.
Awesome.
Thank you for my things.
Stuff.
Love the dice.
I thought you might.
I do.
I could not believe you guys rolled that well.
We're
Oh,
awesome.
babe.
Yeah.
It's in my. It said I tried to give you too much at once, babe. Give me a minute. I will cut a piece of it off.
Hmm.
The message was too big.
Too big.
Love that.
There we go. All right. Disappearing bags and items brought by fate.
This stuff is great. I don't know where. Does anybody know where they came from? Did we see anyone, hear anything? Just wake up and there were packages?
Well, the little fate ferrets
Fate, yeah.
also,
But
they also
yeah,
threw
but
these up.
what?
Exactly.
You do not look a gift ferret in the mouth.
You do, though, when they're vomiting them up.
And then also
Well,
swallowing you and
af-
disappearing you.
yeah, after seeing it consume you, I prefer not to look in that mouth.
That's a good point.
It seems to have largely just transported her.
It's true.
And that's another thing. It knew where to transport you, like where the rest of us were. That's so.
Yeah, why us? Why you? And why here? Where is here? Anyone? Anything? Has anyone questioned any of this?
Yes.
The only
We
one of
found out
us,
the name of the planet.
Okay.
Maybe. But I've forgotten what it was.
the only local is in a stupor in the other bed.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that why we have the old guy? That snoring is really starting to annoy me.
He's very sweet. Please be nice to him.
Oh,
He shared his bear jerky with us.
I just hope he can keep up, yeah?
If not, I will carry him. It's fine.
I don't. Okay.
I could do it with one hand. It would not be a burden.
I know. I know. Maybe you're muted. I can see you talking. Can I hear you talking?
Sorry. I would very much appreciate just getting on a ship as soon as possible. I don't really have land legs.
I'm with you. I'm absolutely ready to go.
Well,
I guess it's close to dawn.
it is. It is. As a matter of fact, you can hear noise downstairs of patrons gathering for breakfast. Make a perception check. Anybody. Ava, you know you got a 17, so I'm going to assume passive, so I'm going to assume you can see this. But the rest of you who would like, make perception checks.
Okay.
And I also have an 18 passive.
Okay, then we'll just assume that Sean also
Is that
makes.
you? I don't.
But I don't have any kind of special
But I rolled
vision.
16.
I got an 8.
Thessa notices, but Lunadora and Tholene are obsessed with each other.
Yes.
That's
just-
true.
We're busy hugging each other because we thought we had
Yeah.
lost each other. Like,
So
Yeah, I think Dash already knew because he heard Tholene constantly ever since meeting them. Of gosh, if only Lunador were here. Where's Lunador?
she has arrived.
well, what the other three of you notice is one of those little mirror creatures over by the bed where the snoring's going on. And as you watch, just in a flash, it grows very large and it tumbles forward over the cot.
Oh no.
Yes.
Is that what happened to me? I'm just being
Yes.
astonished with Dash.
Exactly that.
So
That,
Yes.
That is absolutely
terrifying.
incredible.
Yeah.
It happened
It
to
is-
me, and
Yeah.
It is the most peaceful consumption of a human I have ever seen, but that is
That brings up more questions. But
Do you
we'll
often
ignore them.
watch non-peaceful human consumption?
How many human
What kind of
consumptions
family
have
do
you
you
No.
seen?
come from?
I have not witnessed any human consumption so far, but
Except for that one.
yes, but it was the most peaceful of them all.
That's true.
I mean, we know that now.
It was also the most
because
aggressive one as well, but
both of these are fine.
that didn't seem
They're-
appropriate.
But at the time, it seemed pretty like dangerous to me.
Yes.
I am clearly just upset that I do not remember being eaten. Unbelievable. How are you supposed to tell a story you cannot remember?
You tell stories?
You can make it up a little bit.
Oh, have you never met a Hadozi before?
No, but there's new stuff pretty much all the time, so
Yes, we did not have one on our ship.
no.
Our people long ago have lost their home world. And so we have carried the stories of our families and our people throughout the stars. So whatever ship that we are, we have stories. We collect stories. And then eventually we all gather together and share those stories. I am on a quest to have the best story of all.
It's an admirable quest.
If I can't remember anything, then it's not going to be a very good story.
Yeah, but you have the performer with you, right? Very
That
famous.
is exactly why.
They saw it.
Exactly why I love her.
And they witnessed your consumption, and that's really all that matters for
I-
record keeping. I mean, I'm sure experientially it doesn't matter, but for posterity it does.
Well, shall we get some breakfast and then head upon our way?
I think so. I do like breakfast.
Yes,
Perfect.
Breakfast.
All right.
let's do this.
As you make your way down the stairs to the common room, you can see that it's crowded. The owner, Bertha, notices your group descending and says to three patrons at one of the larger tables, "Scooch over and share a table with the blacksmith and the potter, would ya? I got a six-top coming down and need the space. I'll have Alice bring you some extra meat and rolls and an ale on the house." She gives the now vacated table a quick swipe with her rag and waves for your group to have a seat. Today's special is sliced meats, braised roast vegetables, seasonal greens with pork belly and fresh bread. We got beef stew or potato soup if you would prefer, and we could cook you an egg, bring you bacon and a biscuit if you're still hankering breakfast. What'll it be?
All of it.
I want the best breakfast sandwich ever created. Yeah.
The beef stew sounds really good to
Yes.
me.
The stew
This John-
definitely sounds good.
Deshaun will lay out another gold coin.
Do you have coffee?
We got chicory.
Close enough. Put some whiskey in it. Bring me some bacon. That'll do.
I'll have one of those drinks as
Candy.
well.
Alice will have that right out for you.
Amy, should we take a minute, since this is the first episode of the stream, to describe what our characters look like?
I think you should. I think this might be a good time as you come downstairs to tell everybody what the patrons of this room are seeing as you troop to breakfast.
So my idea, I guess I'll go first. Lunadora comes down the stairs with a jump and then a spread of her arms, and you see that from her wrists all the way to her ankles are these broad flaps of skin that turn into like a sail almost as she glides down. She's covered in fur. Most of it is a reddish tone. Her hair is kind of a darker brown. Then her skin is more red with these orange yellow eyes. Her features are very simian, and all of her clothes are bright colors: purples, blues, reds, yellows. She is a riot of color everywhere you look. It's almost hard to look at sometimes.
That's awesome. And she's accompanied by Tholene.
Tholene has long, reddish brown hair that's kind of wavy that she wears in a messy braid. She has bronze brown skin and grayish green eyes. She's very tall and kind of light. Uh, she's wearing what I would call pirate chic. So it's like really fashionable clothes, not made for like it's more fashion than it's practical.
Function.
Wearing really long boots and a lot of jewelry, rings, earrings, necklaces. Uh, she's got like pearly things in her hair that shine, and you can tell just that she just likes colors and jewelry and clothes.
And what
We
does
are
your
the
shirt look
most
like today?
garish couple there ever was.
Tell me, what does her shirt look like today?
Today she's wearing the shirt that she was gifted, the shirt of many colors, I think it's called. So today it just looks like I guess it reflects her moods in a way. So today it's like very starry and like the night sky.
Gorgeous.
Lots of purples and blacks.
Purples and blacks. What about Ava?
Ava is middling height, maybe about 5'7", and built more curvily than a lot of people. And she's wearing mostly shades of gray. She is sort of periwinkle blue and has curly horns. She's a tiefling that fade to pink at the ends, and her curly white hair seems short and is put up in a couple of kind of awkward pigtails because she was sleeping. She's dressed really practically. She has on like boots and breeches and a tunic. And a long scarf that has a bunch of colors.
Indeed. What about Thessa?
Oh, Thessa joins the tall club. So all of us tall people wandering around together. She is thin and is definitely more fashion than function as well, but she wears solid black with a long coat over all of it. She's got almost platinum silver hair and solid gold eyes all the way across. And she's got a couple of weapons strapped to her side and is just kind of... She wears the jewelry as well, too. So she's also sparkly and a bit gaudy, but doesn't do the colors as much. So, yeah, that's Thessa.
Let's wrap it up by seeing Deshawn.
Well, Deshaun is, of course, coming down in the back of the line, down the stairs, because he would block the vision of anybody that was behind him. And not looming in an ominous manner, but just by the sheer fact that he's 7'5", and not built like a like a warrior or a berserker. You know, he's not massive, but he's incredibly cut, like, and just all long sinew and, you know, a worker's hands. Yeah. Um, and he's wearing kind of a, well, it's special for him, but it's basically, it was probably what at one time was a very fancy, like, kind of ball gown sort of thing with a very deep low cut in the front. I mean, like almost to the waist and an open back, um, that he had actually stolen from Tessa because it was the wrong size for her, and he really liked it. And so he's modified it, but it's just plain, very stark white, very clean. Um, and he's just very happily kind of trudging down the stairs, uh, behind everybody, just keeping an eye on anything and everything. Though now
Awesome.
he does have some shiny weapons hanging off of his rope belt that Tessa has not seen before.
Awesome. All right. So Alice brings out the food that you ordered. And as you eat, you can hear folks in the crowd talking about all the falling stars the past 2 nights. Rumors seem to be both wild and rampant. Some argue that they are harbingers of impending doom. Others claim it means the gods are walking among the people. While finishing your meal, you can hear the blacksmith telling the potter about being awakened early by a loud crash. The baker next door had a hole in his roof, through his floor, and deep into the ground. Can't say for sure it was one of them fallen stars, but I can say that just before I came over here, some kind of crystal vine busted out of the dirt and punched an even bigger hole through the roof. Maybe it's divine punishment for the bad pies and steep prices, he says. But as he takes another drink of ale, you can see his hands shake a little. The ground rumbles beneath your feet, and you hear a crash of destruction from outside.
Hey,
Joining the patrons rushing out to see the cause, you see a twisting vine of crystal has erupted from the ground a few blocks away and is now tall enough to be seen over the rooftops. You hear screams of panic from that direction. A sailor standing nearby grabs your attention. I think it's time I return to my ship. You're welcome to join me. You'd be wise to flee as well. Then she turns and you see her making her way toward the docks. What would you like to?
There's our ship.
We should do that, right?
Yeah.
yeah, I do not know how to stop crystal vines. I don't know if
Yeah, no.
any of you do.
I know what to do against a crystal vine. No, I think we should go
Have
to
we
the
ever
ship.
have we ever seen anything similar before?
Hmm. That's an interesting question. Make me a history check, Deshaun.
Ooh, history check.
That's a big ol' 11.
Stop, roll good.
It it tweaks at something in the back of your mind, and in a heartbeat, you shut it down. Whatever that was that you were trying to remember, you don't want to remember it.
If it is something, if it is something a Hadozi has encountered, then I have not heard that tale yet. So it is very new in that case.
Those
As
look
you
kind of pretty. I mean, I'd give it that. Crystal vines could just be a little decorative.
As in any other setting, it would be worth investigation for sure.
Come, we can help anyone who is along the way to the docks, I guess.
Or we don't. Come on, let's go.
All right. Your decision is to head to the docks. The ground vibrates beneath your feet, and more eruptions crack through the streets as you move through them. From them issue smaller crystalline sprouts that uproot themselves and begin to wend through the streets. You see the citizens, hysterical, hastening before them. And the enormous vine near the town center is now reaching almost as high as the clouds.
Well,
It's like a fairy tale, right? I wonder if there's something amazing at the top of that thing.
Well, give it enough time, it
Maybe a
might
couple
actually
of-
get us back to the ship.
That's true.
it does look very difficult to climb. Crystal is not exactly the best medium for climbing.
I don't know, you strike me as the type that would be quite adept at it.
Oh, I think you could pull that off.
Don't get me wrong. If I thought we did not have a ship waiting for us, I would give it a try. But I think this situation is getting just a tiny bit worse. Yes.
Yes,
Seems to be.
let's keep him moving.
As you're heading toward the docks, you see more of these terrifying bipedal creatures. They seem to be constructed of illuminated crystalline rootlets formed into roughly humanoid shapes with grasping arms and viney fingers. You see that they actually shed a dim light in an area around themselves. Citizens fleeing before them. Do you attempt to engage any of those, or are you simply avoiding them and heading to the docks?
Are they actively pursuing any citizens, or have they like pinned down? Are there any citizens like being attacked by them?
You don't see anyone necessarily pinned down. You do see that there are some of the city guard engaging a few of them to make sure that any citizens who are trapped can get away. So,
I'll look
straight
back over.
go ahead.
I'll look back over at my companions. Lillian, I am inclined normally to help. What do you think? These people are in trouble, but I also feel like maybe this is not a place we should stay if we wish to be safe.
We are going to be in trouble if we don't keep moving.
Is there a way we can get the ship to wait for us for a little bit?
There's no way they're going to wait for us. I wouldn't wait for us.
Well, we do not even know the nature of this ship.
So if it gets us away from wherever these crystals are, then maybe that is the best bet. Yes.
Can reassess once we're out of here and away from this.
If there are no civilians in specific danger, then I do not stop.
So
Agreed.
if you look at Owlbear and you put yourself at the northernmost part of the map, I will tell you where you can see crystal blights. And you can tell me, and you can move yourselves where you wish to move yourselves. There are a lot of them. So you can indeed choose not to engage. You can presume at this point that they are engaged with others.
Yeah.
We're going to GTFO, right?
It does not look like we'll be able to completely get away from them. They might
They
have.
appear to be pretty slow. You've watched them enough to see they don't seem to be moving much more than 10 feet at a time.
Okay. Uh, does the rest of the group agree that we try to move past them and not engage?
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Um,
Okay. I will follow your example then. Please lead on.
I'll lead, yeah, I don't mind.
And Deshaun will fall into the back.
All right. I'm going to say, why don't you just start moving yourselves, or give me your plan. How are you moving through this in a way to not draw the attention of the blights?
What is the big L-shaped building?
The big L-shaped building is a sawmill.
Is it up and running yet?
There's fires going to run the machinery because they use some steam for that, for the big saws, but the saws aren't going yet. They're still building up steam.
I think we just move fast and quiet, yeah?
We may be able to cut through the mill. They're usually open on both ends to get the heat out.
Let's certainly try.
Sure. Can do
Absolutely.
that.
Go ahead.
Let's sneak
Move
on
yourselves.
through. Let's go
I
this way.
believe you have movement.
Just boop, boop, boop.
Nobody here moves less than 30, do they?
Nope.
5:30 now,
I can't seem to
I don't know how to add my
find my
token.
token. Yeah,
Oh,
me
goodness.
either.
That went away when we moved maps. Well, you know what? I'm going to say not to worry about it necessarily. Why don't we do this? Just make me a group stealth check.
Okay.
We will treat that as your roll for trying to get through here without tripping a combat.
Oh my god, my stealth is sick.
Oh, I'm at a disadvantage because of my armor.
Dirty 20.
Boom. Real bad.
I don't know, 19. I've got a huge modifier, but I didn't roll for
Okay,
shit.
that's not bad. You got 3 successes to 2 failures, so you're good. You make it through this area without tripping a combat.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right.
Lunadora is, whenever she can, she is using signs, lampposts, whatever, like basically just leaping from piece to piece, using her
Parkour.
feet, which are bare, to like grab on, and then kind of swinging through where she can to not get anywhere close to them.
Love it.
Okay, let's see if I can get your tokens back out. There, I believe it's the lean.
Yeah, Deshaun is definitely putting all of his energy into making sure that he can see everybody, and I don't think is paying any attention to actually being stealthy. He's just trying to be observant.
You're coming in there at the north. At the docks, a tumultuous mass of refugees throngs the piers as hundreds of people are trying to force their way onto 3 vessels that haven't set sail yet, 2 longboats and a galleon. A group of thugs in black leather armor are using clubs on the crowd, keeping people away from the ships as they're loaded with cargo under the supervision of a sneering man with an eye patch.
Oh,
A woman steps from the crowd towards you, wiping blood from her cheek. Good to see you again, she smiles. I'm Captain Elena Sartell, and one of those ships is mine. Pity I can't reach it. If you would be good enough to help me, I promise to return the favor by getting you off this rock.
Does it involve cracking that sneering one across the head?
Oh, please do.
Then, Lunadora Esmeralda Marciela is at your service.
Oh, I'm so in.
I've got a few tricks for that.
Thrilled to hear it. Do you believe in going in wild, or do you the kind of folks that like to plan things?
We don't really know yet. We kind of just met like maybe an hour ago.
A bit
So-
longer for some of us.
Not really planner types, I would assume.
Yeah. Lunadora just steps straight up towards them and says, "Hey, this is not the way to do things. These are people that are scared, and they are having a very, very bad day. So I would suggest put away the clubs before we have to teach you a lesson."
Okay. Make me a persuasion check.
Oh, I can do that. I'm good at those. That's a 28, natural 20.
Ooh.
You go, girl.
Nice.
Perhaps you have heard of me.
About the only thing I'm willing to do, he says. I'll take you on as crew.
Oh. I have crewed on many, many ships, and you are not a captain that I would like to crew with. So I would suggest you move out of our way and let us board the ship that we have been asked to be upon.
Well, the only way you're getting on one of these ships is as a member of my crew. And since you've turned down that offer, I guess you're not getting on one of these ships.
I'm just gonna slowly pull my sword behind Lunadora. Make that nice little drawing my sword sound.
All right. Well, I tell you what. I think that's probably a decent time to take a break, and then we'll come back and roll initiative.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let's go to break. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Okay, we are back, and we've got Aiden. I'm going to plug him in, bring him in, but I am going to go ahead and turn it right over to you, Amy, so please take it away.
All right. As you are all discussing the fact that you're about to help Captain Elena Sartell take back her ship, one of those little mirror creatures, a fate ferret, pops up and does that grow thing. And with a split in the middle and a hack and a cough, a little old sorcerer rolls out onto the sidewalk. And then the mirror shrinks back down, pops away. Rogas, please describe what they see when you roll out onto the sidewalk.
I kind of tumble out, pipe in my hand. They at first they kind of see a mess of elbows and knees, and a blur of blue. And he kind of stands up and brushes himself off. And it's a human sorcerer. It's essentially default 70s van sorcerer. Long blue robes with stars and planets and stuff on them, with essentially like a sorting hat, but it's blue as well. Almost kind of like a hippie beanie, but with a brim. And he's got a long staff with a bluish green gem at the end. What happened? I'm awake. I'm here. I promise.
You missed breakfast.
It's okay. I got enough.
Is that the one that was snoring?
Yes.
Yes.
Are you okay, Rogas?
I snore?
You don't sound okay. You really should see an alchemist or something.
Next.
It'll be fine. I'll be fine.
Sure.
I promise.
Sure. So who are you?
What's going on? Who are we? What are we doing?
That's what I was asking.
Getting ready to fight.
Oh, right.
Like, oh, that's right. I got distracted by the old guy. I'll finish pulling my sword.
Captain Sartell says, so the old guy's with you?
Them. With them.
So it would seem. I don't know. More the merrier.
All right then.
Yeah, Deshaun just stands next to him and puts a big old paw on his shoulder.
I've got to stop smoking.
Let's try not to hurt any of the civilians while we're taking back my ship. If we can, I'd like to make as much room for as many refugees as possible before we get out of here.
Hey, I like that stance. Like you more than I expected to. Where are we going? That one?
That one. And she points at the middle.
All right,
That one's mine. Y'all want to roll initiative.
Ooh.
And you've been talking to the guy. You're ready to fight. He's standing there while you stop to talk to Rogast, but
Oh, God.
Well, continuing my streak of not getting over a 5 on a die roll tonight.
That's I rolled nat
I
one.
got a
so.
7. I'm right there with you.
Ooh, we're
Right.
doing so
You know
great
how to add
today.
yourself to the initiative order? So go
First
ahead and do
session.
that. Rogas,
Lumador, I
you know how
got
to
it.
do that? You can just right click on your token, and that's how you can add yourself to initiative. And then you just put your number in your space
What space do you put the number in?
where it says 0 next to your name. You just type right there, and it'll put your number in.
I did not see that.
If you click on the double swords on the left-hand side,
Yes.
that's the initiative tracker.
Ha ha.
And there you go. All right. Everybody
No.
in?
Yep.
All right. Is there anybody who hasn't gotten themselves in yet? Because there's a lot of enemies on this
It's
chart.
There is.
It's
That's
me.
a lot. Look at all their normal person names. Poor Luke and Al and Harry, Jack,
Tony,
Bob,
you need some
Doug.
men in there.
Not
You
Hugh.
need me to. There you go. All right. All right. We're going to start at the top, and it looks like Lunadora is at the top. Each
Ooh.
square is 5 feet, so you've got movement, action, bonus action. What would you like to do?
She is going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Is that her? And she is going to pull out her heavy. She's going to reach back, pull a heavy crossbow out of just all of the garments that she has. It was kind of like just hidden there. She's going to grin at the dude who is telling her to join his ship, and she's going to launch a crossbow bolt right at his face.
Hell yeah. Do it. Woo.
17.
17. That just hit.
Okay. Ooh, max damage.
All right.
Does 14, and it can push him. Do I want to push him? Is he? I don't think I do want to push him because I want everybody else to be able to hit him too. So, yeah, she'll just call out to him and say, "Well, does that answer the question of your invitation, sir?" And I will pass this to the next person.
All right. Well, the next person in initiative is Travis. And what Travis is going to do is he's going to back down 5, 10, 15, 20, and order his other guys forward.
No, do not run away.
After
Boo.
Travis, it will Hugh. Hugh is
So
over
many
here. So many people. Hugh can't see any targets, so Hugh is not going to do anything but continue to beat the people away with his mace. Yep, Hugh's hurting the populace.
Boo, Hugh.
Boo Hugh. Sam. Sam is over here. Sam doesn't have a good angle on you, so Sam is also going to continue to beat on the populace. Steve. Where's Steve? Steve's hiding from me. There he is, Steve. Ooh, let's see. Is it an info? Does it work? Nope. Okay. So Steve is also going to continue to beat people. Doug. Doug has a shot. Doug is going to attack Lunadora with a crossbow. Finally reached a character with a shot. Ooh, 18 plus 2 is a 20. Will a 20 hit
It
Lunadora?
will.
All right. We're going to do a little damage then. That will be 4 damage from the crossbow. And our little guys get to attack twice with their crossbow. So
Ugh.
I'm going to roll for the second arrow. But I believe a 10 will miss, and that arrow will
It'll-
fly wide.
I guess technically I should have been able to attack twice as well. I forgot we're that high level.
Ooh. Well, I'll tell you what. Would you like to fire off a second arrow before?
I would. We're going to, since he backed up, we're going to shoot Doug. Oh, that one's not going to hit. That's a 10.
Your shot does go wide. You are correct.
Rude.
Right.
Super rude. Why are you not hitting
Mm.
I
them?
wanted to push Doug into the ocean.
Damn it.
Matt doesn't have a shot, so that'll bring us to Thessa.
Oh boy. Okay, so gosh, what is my range on that? 30 to 120. Okay, I got a really cool earring earlier that I stuck in my ear. So I am gonna bolt towards this building in front of me and run straight up the side of it to the roof. Boop, boop, boop,
That's
boop.
good.
And when I reach the peak here, and I can see Travis down there. How far away is he? I've got a shot at him, don't I?
Put your token on where you are on the roof, and then we can measure. Oh, you're on that roof.
75 feet. So yes, I'm gonna pull my crossbow out from under my coat and aim and take a shot. And hopefully he don't see me coming. 26 to hit.
That will hit.
Yes, let me find my. Would I get a sneak attack on that one? Did he see me
He's
coming?
not in hand. Yeah, he's not in hand to hand, and you guys were talking.
That's
so.
okay. That's all right. I'm here for it. So I'm gonna do 6 points of piercing damage. And then let's see if there's something else. I could vex him, but
Bonus
that's
action?
not gonna do anything. Yeah, let me look at my bonus actions because I'm still not sure what I'm doing. No, I don't have anything. You know what? I'm gonna use my bonus action and I'm just gonna drop flat on that roof and kind of put myself on the far side of it, and I'm gonna hide up there with my bonus action.
Make a stealth check.
Sure thing. Where's all my buttons? I rolled those. It's gonna be a dirty 20.
Oh, you feel hidden.
I just most definitely feel that way.
Mhm.
That's gonna be the end of my turn.
Very good. After Thessa is Bob. Bob doesn't have an angle. Bob will continue to beat the people. Then it's going to be Jack's
it, Bob.
turn. Jack doesn't have an angle. Jack will continue to beat the people. We'll take a look at Dave. And Dave will also continue to beat the people.
You
It's becoming a
jerks.
thing. We might have to make a song after it. But Tom's got an angle. And Tom can see Lunadora. So Tom's going to give it a shot. Oh! That's going to miss. Pretty sure he might not do any damage. Let's see if the second arrow or crossbow bolt manages to land. No. I think
Sorry, Tom.
one of the people in the crowd
Tom.
jostles him as he's trying to shoot, causing him to miss. All right, that
You all are terrible at this.
that was
Oh, you
Tom.
know.
After Tom, it's Tholene's turn.
Okay, so each square is 5 feet, right?
Right.
Yes.
So I can move 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
If I shoot, like if I cast Cloud of Daggers from here, would I be able to hit them, or would these people also be hurt?
Let me take a look at your cloud of daggers, and I will answer that question. It's a 5-foot cube centered on a point within range. So,
But it does say the range is 60 feet, though.
yes, it's a 5-foot cube. So you could set it on a point where you could get 2 of those guys without getting anybody.
Okay. Would that be.
Sorry, I don't know what happened. Something went wonky.
Where do you want to put it? Are you looking at trying to put it on Joe and Al? Are you wanting to put it on Chuck and John or Chuck and Mark? Do you want to put it on Luke and Travis? What are you doing with it?
If I put it right between all of them, would it hurt all of them then?
It's a
Like on the
5-foot
stairs?
cube. So being a 5-foot
Oh, okay.
cube, the
Oh,
only
okay.
way you can get 4 people in it, and that would be the maximum, would be to put it on that other dock next to the long ships where there are 4 right there grouped together.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll do that then.
Okay.
So right here.
Yeah. So right there in the middle of those 4.
Here we go.
So you're gonna give me 44 slashing damage.
Yes, it's 11.
11. Okay. 11 damage to each of them.
Nice
Yeah.
one.
I guess, yes.
Good job. All right. Bonus action. Do you have a bonus action you'd like to do?
Oh, I will hide over here.
Well, you
Like,
moved all your movement. You used all your movement.
Oh, okay.
You moved 30.
Then I think, who's next after me?
Okay.
Ava?
If you're done, then yes, Ava will be up.
So I'll give Ava a bardic inspiration.
Beautiful.
Is that still a d6?
Yes.
What do you say you're
That's
due
what
to
Ava did.
inspire her?
I say, let me see, where is she? They're really terrible at this. Don't worry, you got this. They're easy to kill.
Love it.
So Ava.
So is Bardic Inspiration is a D8 at level 5.
Okay.
Oh.
Ava will come down toward the fray and reach up into the sky to pull down a little bit of light or something, and take inventory of what's going on at the docks, and then let loose with a couple of Eldritch bolts at Tom and Doug.
Tom and Doug.
22 for the first one.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, nice.
So I'm going to do 9 damage and push him back 10 feet
Nice.
There we
into the
go.
water.
Well, that's fun. Okay. There, he's in the water,
And the other one is a 25 to hit.
and that will also hit.
Ooh, max damage. So 15 damage and in the water.
Nice.
Very good. Bonus
I hear
action.
sailors often can't swim. I hope that's not you boys.
That's a really crappy sailor if they can't swim. Just saying.
Did you have a
Isn't
bonus?
there an anime about that?
Oh, what?
I mean, to be fair, I cannot swim either, but I don't
Are you a
sail
sailor?
in water.
You're good then.
I don't sail in water.
That's what matters then.
Even if that is that, does that end your turn?
That will end my turn.
All right, then we're gonna go and take a look at what Jim's gonna do. And I think Jim does not have a good angle. Jim will continue to beat the party. And Deshaun, you're up.
Jim hits bears.
Deshaun will just look up at Tessa and just say, please be careful. What are your orders?
Me, be careful. You need to go hide behind something. Just stay out of the
Okay.
way. I've got this. I'm yelling down at you.
So I will make my way over to the side over here. And I will take I'll just take a dodge action.
Okay. If that finishes Deshaun's turn, we'll go to Harry. And Harry is going to continue to beat the people.
We're gonna have to make
And
t-shirts
that'll
or
People are
something.
just
It's gonna have
really
to be
getting
our new
it.
merch.
And you know,
Beat the people.
that's right. We beat the people. Oh, Rogas, you are up. I think you're muted.
Testing? Okay, cool. I'm going to move over to about 10 feet to my right so I can get a line of sight on Traveris. And I'm going to take a bonus action, unleash my magic, and then cast Firebolt.
Okay, go ahead and move yourself where you want to go. Casting Firebolt.
So a 16 to hit, and against Traverse, the leader, the distance on Firebolt's 120, and I'm pretty sure I'm well within that.
You are at 90, so
Mhm.
yes, you are. Okay, and you said you did how much?
16 to hit.
16. Actually, your firebolt goes a little low, and he just sort of steps aside.
It's good moves.
Anything else? You have to roll for me too, don't you?
We can't hear you, Aiden.
Apparently, I cannot not be on the voice chat and be on mic. Apparently, um, did I roll a d20 for my innate magic?
Yes, roll a d20 for your magic. I believe you're okay on that roll, aren't you? All right. Is Rogas doing anything else on his turn?
That'll be it. I passed on.
All right. After Rogas, it's Joe, and Joe has line of sight, so Joe's gonna attack. So let's roll for Joe. What did you do, D&D Beyond?
Did you break it?
No, it just, you touch a wrong button and it goes a different place. You know how that goes.
Yep.
It's a touch screen. I
Gotta
touched it
watch those
somewhere.
buttons.
I do not believe that a 12 will hit. Tholene being the closest and the one that just shoved people into the water. I think she might be the scariest right now. Let's see. I believe a 12 still misses Tholene. And let's see.
Well, I'm the one that shoved people into the water.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
that's
was
right.
Ava.
It was Ava.
A 12 still misses me, but
12 still misses you.
yes.
Well, then let's get it right and let's aim that 19 at you.
All right.
Okay?
That does not miss me.
All right. Then we're going to roll a little bit of damage for it. Okay. So he shoots at you with the second bolt. The first one goes wide. He aims a little better with the second one. It catches you in the fleshy part right here of your arm. Just does 2 points of damage. It's a flesh wound. And that finishes him.
Ava looks down at her arm and kind of chuckles. Like, you think that's going to be enough?
Well, Al will take that as a taunt since Al is next, and Al will also fire your direction.
Oh, Al.
And that's 7.
No,
You
no.
easily dart out of the way of that bolt. And you got the moves today because you dart that one, you bob, you weave, and the second one flashes right past you as well. That finishes. Now, Bill is next. Bill has no angle on anyone. Brad has an angle now. 2 of you are out where you can be seen. I think Brad's going to go after Tholene. The starry shirt has drawn his attention. Okay, well that
Usually
9,
does.
it bury itself in the wall behind you without ever coming near. And the 8 will do the same right next to it. Apparently you've got these guys all shaken up or they're just terrible with these crossbows.
Nobody can hit anything. Is what's happening.
Anything. All right. That just leaves Luke. And Luke does have an angle. Why can't I find Luke? Oh, there's Luke. Luke has an angle. Luke's gonna shoot at Tholene. Nobody's managed to hit much of anything yet.
No one can hit anything.
16.
Ooh.
That's a 16. And I
Must
think that
be.
is enough to hit Tholene.
No, my AC is 18.
Oh shit.
Yes, it is. You're correct. That is not enough to hit Tholene. Well, let's see if the second one.
He sticks his tongue out at him.
Nope, that's a
You gotta
4.
do better than that.
Tholene, being a bard of dance, is simply dancing out of the way of those arrows.
I love it. That's so good.
All right, so last but not least, we have Dick. And
Sorry, I'm 13. I'm just 13.
we all
We
are.
all did it.
Yeah, we all are.
all did it.
One more shot at the
Poor
lead.
Richard.
2 more shots at the lead. That's going to be a 19.
Damn it.
Dick managed to hit.
That's my motto. Don't be a Richard.
For 1 point of damage. I think you thought you had gotten out of the way, and the crossbow bolt just grazed across your hip.
Okie doke.
Ow.
Let's see about Dick's second shot.
Don't let him hit you like that.
That one, no. You got your hip completely out of the way for the second one.
Fool me once.
right. That's 1 round, folks. There's a lot of bad guys. Let's go to the top. That was just for reference. That was 6 seconds.
It helps that they're
I
all
love
so
it.
incompetent.
We all suck at everything.
Lunadora.
Lunadora is going to touch her necklace, which has some Hadozi writing on it, and she is going to cast Bless at 2nd level. And she is going to give pretty much everybody but Dashan, because he's not in range, Bless, which is an extra 1d4 on any of your attacks and saving throws. So you can add a d4 to all attack rolls and saving throws for up to 1 minute. And then she is going to go 1, 2, 4 to here. And she's going to call out to Travius. She's going to say, "This is why you always hire Union." And that is me done.
All right. Travis will say back, "Union charges too much."
Cheapskate.
You get what you pay for.
They take what I pay them, my guys. And they're glad to get it. Aren't you, boys? And you hear them all go, "Oh, yeah,
We could get you all
Travis is good."
raises. Shorter
And
working hours.
Travis backs up even further.
Healthcare.
That's going to end Travis's turn. And bring us to Hugh. All right, Hugh. You still can't see anybody, so he is going to continue to apply his mace to the people around him and refuse to let them on the longboat. Sam. I believe Sam is in the same state. No? Yes. Nope. Sam's over here. Sam can see everybody. So Sam's going to fire a crossbow. That's simple enough. Let's roll a dice. Well, Sam just fires wildly at the 3 of you grouped nearby, and doesn't manage to hit any of you. So he tries again. Aiming for Lunadora, who spoke last. And that 7 goes wide. Actually, buries itself in the building right next to you, Lunadora. And that finishes Sam. And then we've got Steve. Steve's going to fire his crossbow. And again, wildly toward the group, hitting no one with that 10, but aiming for Tholine. And that'll be an 18, which I believe
hits.
just hits.
Yeah.
And that's going to be 10 points of
Oof.
damage as it sticks solidly
Ouch.
right under your clap.
Damn.
Okay, now I'm really mad.
Steve got a good hit in there. And that'll bring us to Doug. Doug is in the water. Doug is just trying to grab a hold of the dock right here and not drown. That'll take care of Doug. Matt's over here. Matt's also applying his mace to the people to keep them away from the boat. Thessa, you're up.
Okay, I am going to just kind of prop myself up, and I'm gonna balance my crossbow on my arm, and I'm gonna pull up the little thing that lets me, the little scope that lets me zero in. I'm gonna steady aim at this dude, which is gonna give me, I'm at Travis, which will give me advantage on attempting to shoot him in the face. See what we can do. First one's a 13. Please roll better
Don't forget
than
you
that.
can add a +4.
17 plus a D4 or a 4?
Plus a
D4.
D4.
A D4. So I've got too many screens. I'm gonna roll it. That's a 4, so it's gonna get me to 21.
And that will hit.
Oh, thank
You
goodness.
notice your arrow sink into his thigh
Good.
deeply. How much damage do you do?
Oh, no sneak attack, I assume. 6 points of damage.
Actually, you were hidden.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you had advantage.
I'll take it. So 6 points of regular damage, and then sneak attack will be an additional 11 damage.
Another
17
11.
points.
All right. So as I said, it sunk deeply into his thigh. You can see the feathers on one side and the arrowhead sticking out the other.
I love it. And that's it. That's it.
All right, we're going to go to Bob. And Bob is over here. And Bob is going to attack with the crossbow. So let's roll. Shooting first into the general area as usual. Let's see. We're going to aim at Ava. And will a 17 hit?
Yep, that'll hit.
All right, then let's roll a little damage. That will be 4 damage. And a second bolt. So the first one sinks into the meat of your upper arm. And what about a 15?
Yep.
Okay. It's followed up by another one that catches you near the shoulder. For 9 points of damage, sinking deep. All right. That was Bob. Jack. I believe Jack is over here. Yeah, Jack doesn't have an angle on anybody. He's going to continue to apply his weapon to the women and children in the crowd trying to get under his legs. He's just a bad, bad man, that Jack. All right, Dave.
Dave's not here, man.
Dave's got some shots. Dave's going to take them. Let's try Lunadora for this one. 17?
Nope. 18.
So it's close, but just misses. You tuck just behind the building there, right as he shoots. And the second one follows up right after it, almost in the same spot, rolling right past your ear. All right, that's Dave. Tom. Tom's in the water. Tom is also grasping for the dock to try not to drown. Tholine, you're up.
Okay. I will move 10 feet to here. Is this close enough, or do I need to get closer to cast Shatter?
The range on that is 60 feet, so you're close enough.
Ooh, you could
Okay.
hit all of them.
Yeah, I was thinking like if I cast it in the center here.
Yes.
Cast it like directly on Chuck.
Oh,
Smart.
and you know
smart.
what? That
Yeah.
reminds me, you had Cloud of Daggers up. So you need to roll me some damage to those guys from your Cloud of Daggers.
Ooh.
And then after you've done that,
Nice.
did you take any damage?
I did. I took 11.
Okay, first roll me some Cloud of Daggers damage, and then roll me a concentration save.
Okay. So 12 damage.
Great.
Nice. It's a good amount.
And you get to add a d4 to this concentration save. Oops. I don't think it's
Ooh.
going to help, though.
Yeah.
No.
So,
Damn it.
your Cloud of Daggers does drop after this from the damage
Yeah.
that you took.
So that's like 7.
Yeah, but you did some good damage with it over those 2 rounds. And now you're going to do your shatter. And you're going to put the
Yeah.
shatter in a different spot, correct?
Yep. So what's this guy's name? Chuck.
It's a
If I
10
hit
foot
him,
radius. So here's what that's going to look like. Let me give you a ball and make it a 10-foot radius for you so you can place it, all right?
ooh, so I can get all of them, I think. No.
No, I'm going to make it a 10-foot radius. Now it's a 10-foot radius. Now put it where you want.
That's a 5-foot radius, actually.
No, it is a 5-foot radius. You're right. It's 10-foot diameter.
Ooh.
There you go. That's a 10-foot radius. Now put it where you want.
So all of these
Yes.
guys.
Yes, that is the perfect spot.
If you move it a little south, you got loop 2. There you go. Now you got all 6 of them. Great. I believe that's
Beautiful.
3d10 thunder damage.
Seven.
All right. 7. That's beautiful. Anything else on your turn?
Should I move back? Can I use Starlight Step as a bonus action? Or is that a regular action? It lets me teleport 30 feet.
Misty Step?
It says Starlight Step here.
Oh, Starlight Step.
Yeah.
Does it say, what does it say in your description? Let me look.
It says you can magically teleport up to 30 feet.
It's a bonus action.
Bonus action.
It is
Beautiful.
indeed a bonus
Yep.
action.
Bonus action.
Is shatter a cantrip?
So I'll take this and just move 30 feet back.
Go ahead. right. And then if that finishes Tholene, Ava is next.
Yes, done.
Ava sighs and says, I'm getting very tired of this. She reaches up to the sky again, but this time the mote she pulls down seems to come from the sun. And she holds it up and blows it forward. And it races to about where Luke is. I forgot until I looked at my sheet that my patron gives me Fireball. So I'm gonna cast one of those.
Well,
Well,
I'm putting it far enough back that it will not hit any.
please resize. How big is your fireball? That might be the right size.
It is the standard size. It's a 20-foot
Alright.
radius. So
Beautiful.
That's disgusting looking.
there you go.
All right. Roll me some damage.
It's a DC 16 dex save. They do get to make that, but
All right. I will do that. I'll start rolling some 20-sided dice too.
let's see. That is 44 damage for those who fail the save and 22 for those who succeed.
Ooh. They're all dead.
Oh, this is going so badly.
this might be the time where Travius decides to give up.
Oh, that's
I
what
cast-
it says.
I cast delete.
Oh. Well,
That's that Kung Fu Panda skadoosh.
oh,
Don't
two.
set the ship on fire.
Okay.
Need that to
That
get
ship's
out
Ship's out of
here.
range. It's fine.
God, I hope so.
We're gonna just eliminate some people. Just 44 points of damage is way too much. They just burnt to a crisp. We'll leave Chuck and Luke at the moment with a small number of hit points left, beating out the flames on themselves.
And Ava will call forward. Being unionized probably would have prevented that. Sir, are you still looking to fight us about this, or?
And when it comes Travis's turn to speak again, he'll answer that. But first, it's Jim's turn. If Ava is finished, does Ava have more?
No, she's.
Do
she's
you
good for
need
now.
any more, Ava? Do you need any more?
I think I'm good, actually.
That's a feel good kind of move there.
Seeing that, Jim's gonna try to beat his way through the crowd toward the boss, because that's what will be expected of him. And then Deshaun, you're up.
Alrighty. Well, he's going to, having heard the explosion, his curiosity gets the best of him. So he's going to come around the edge of here, see all of the smoldering corpses. And he's just going to yell loudly, "Everybody, please move this way. The captain will handle this. I don't want you to get hurt." And I'll just kind of try to get in front of. I can move 55 feet, so I'm going to try to get as far into the middle of them as I can, and I'll take the dodge action again.
All right. That's great. And that's going to bring us to Harry. And Harry over here is also going to move forward to about here. Can't leave the boss alone. Brogast, you're up.
All right. Well, Rogas pulls out a little small icon of a teddy bear. It's Tiger's Eye. Holds it in his hand. Takes a breath. ho. And he, in his hand, it kind of glows a amber orange for a moment. And all of a sudden, this teddy bear appears in his hand. It gives off a faint amber glow. Then he's gonna be a little disappointed in himself. He missed last time, so he's gonna try to hit, I think, Chuck this time with a firebolt. Whoever's in front.
Yes, that's Chuck.
Remember, you have a D4 to add to it as well.
Unfortunately, the firebolt lands next to him on the concrete instead. The stone of the dock.
My wild magic rolls a 12. I don't think
I-
anything happens.
I believe it does not. All right. Anything else from Robast?
Nope, I think that's it.
Okay. Then we will go to Bill. Bill is also going to move forward, staying on this side, keeping the crowd from getting to the longboat. Brad is after Bill. Brad has line of sight. He's going to try to shoot a crossbow bolt at Lunadora. But I do not believe a 14 hits.
It does not.
I think that bolt just whizzes over her head. And Steve bumps him, and the next one just doesn't even come close.
This is really getting embarrassing for you guys.
It really is.
Just go home.
Give up.
Luke is also going to try to fire at Lunadora. With a 7 burying itself into the roof of the building far above her head. And an 18.
That does hit.
Compensated correctly for shooting so high earlier. All right. But the crossbow bolt just grazes her ear for 1 point of damage.
I didn't want another piercing. Unbelievable.
All right, that brings us to Dick. Dick is also going to fire, trying to reach Ava. Ava seems to Dick like the most dangerous one. But a 4 won't hit. It won't even. In fact, I think he might have tried to almost hit somebody in the crowd instead. The 11 does at least come somewhat close to Ava, but I mean, you have to look at him scornfully. I think that's that being the end of Dick. We're ready for the top of round 3 on Lunadora. 12 seconds.
Lunadora is going to pat Ava upon the shoulder because she took a little bit of damage. How many hit points are you down currently?
I am currently down 15.
I will give you 10 hit points from lay on hands. And then, how's our buddy down at the end of the dock looking?
Now to be looking at it.
Travis?
Yeah.
Travis has taken some solid hits, but he doesn't look ready to give up by any means.
Huh. Let's disavow him of that illusion. I'm going to shoot him with a crossbow.
Roll the hit.
As we do.
That is a total of 14, but I have a plus 4. So let me roll.
That D4, see what you get.
How do you just roll a d4 on?
Hit the little die and then
On the left side.
click on the one that
To
looks
the
like
left, there
D4.
should be like a red button.
The where? I'm sorry.
Bottom left on your
Aha. Yes.
beyond sheet. There you go.
You see the
Yes,
little
yes,
button?
yes. Okay, I did not hit him on that one. So
Yeah,
I'm going to attempt to shoot one more time.
absolutely. As your first bolt
Oof.
sank into the side of the ship.
Yeah, and I don't even think with a. So I missed both times with that one, unfortunately.
Yep, your second one followed it. All right.
Ugh. Well, not every turn can be spectacular. I am done.
Travis says, "Boys, go get him!"
Mistake.
And remains free.
Yes.
What were they doing all this time?
And they were standing where they were and firing their crossbow bolts all this time. Only a few of them had started to move toward you. But with those words, he will move into the crowd, smacking the people he walks by with his mace as he does.
Ugh, what an asshole.
Yeah.
And Sam is going to do the same. Sam's moving this direction. I'm going to smack people in the crowd as he does. Steve makes it about that far. Matt scooches forward to about here. Thessa, you're up.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Let's shoot this dude at the end of the pier. I'm gonna steady aim again. Okay. It's going to be 27 to hit.
Yes, it does.
Okay, so that will be 6 points of piercing damage plus my sneak attack will be 13 points extra. So 19 points total.
He is looking pretty rough at this
I
point.
wish I had another shot. I don't, though. So that's the end of my turn.
All right, then that's going to bring us to Bob. Bob's going to wade into the crowd. Jack. I've lost Jack. There's Jack. Jack's coming this direction too. Dave thinks it's stupid to not shoot at you with the crossbow and just went into the crowd. So Dave's going to ignore the boss's orders and shoot again, trying to hit Lunadora. And dial 11 misses. And the 4 also misses. And you can almost hear Travis's frustration. And Dave thinks I really should have done what the boss said because he's going to kick my butt later if we live through this. All right. Tholene, you're up.
It's too far away to do much.
You do have 30 feet of movement.
Yeah.
You can also walk in Starlight Step again.
That's true. So from here, I can maybe do another 30 feet. Here. So I've taken 30 feet of movement,
Mhm.
and then I'll do Starlight Step for another 30 feet.
Okay. Go ahead.
Get here, and I will cast bardic damage on Chuck. So that's let's see, 5 feet. $17 to hit.
Okay. Yeah, that'll absolutely hit Chuck.
11 damage.
All right. That is more than enough to put an end to Chuck with all the damage
Yeah.
Chuck's already taken. Do you want to describe for me how Chuck dies?
He
Hooray.
just bursts into like confetti, blood and meat confetti.
Blood and meat
Meat
confetti. Wow.
Barbecued blood and meat confetti. A lot of that damage was fire.
Ugh.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I'll look over at Ava and I'll say, "That is why you do not piss her off."
They were a bit tenderized first.
Yes, true.
That's true.
Does that finish Solin's turn?
Yes.
All right, then, Ava, you are up.
Ava sighs and is going to use her bonus action to cast Hex on Travis back there.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's going to yell at him, "You considered going to soak your head?" And then she's going to Eldritch Blast him a couple of times. Because he moved to the end of the pier.
He did.
Did.
He did.
Oh, first one's a natural 1. So
Oof.
it cannot possibly hit.
No. No. I'm afraid the energy just sort of crackles around your hand and runs down your arm to your elbow, and you get a little of that pins and needles as if your arm's fallen asleep.
Second one is a 15, which I don't think hits either, but is
You
reasonable.
get a D4.
Oh, I do. I do get a D4. That's a 17.
A 17 will just barely hit him.
All right.
That's enough.
Nice.
Very nice.
And my Hex damage is another 6 on top of that.
Ooh.
Very nice.
And he's going into the water.
Yeah,
And he's going into the. All right. The badly electrified with eldritch energy, Travis ends up off the dock and in the water.
Still think this is a good plan. Sorry, can't see you anymore.
All right.
Well done.
Well, very good. Anything more from Ava?
When Thessa calls down, well done, she minds taking off her hat and bowing in that direction. Other than that, she's done.
Love it. All right, then. Let's see. With the boss in the drink, Jim's running toward the longboat. Deshaun, you're up.
Okay. Did Captain Elena point out which ship was hers? Or
Yes, as a matter of fact, and thank you for reminding me that Captain Elena is here. As you've all been fighting, what has Captain Elena been doing? Moving ever so subtly toward the deck of her ship. So, With that being said, you don't quite see her at the moment, but you can presume that's what's happening.
Okay. Um, then I think Sean will just continue. Let's see. Trying to keep himself safe, but he feels bad that all these innocent people are getting cracked in the face. So he's going to come as far over here as he can and just continue to repeat, please get out of the way. Captain's handling this. And it looks like our other captain is ready to go. So let's get the show on the road.
All right.
And I'll take the dodge action again.
Dodge action. Finishing Deshaun's turn, we're going to go to Harry. Harry is also going to flee toward the longboat. Boss is in the drink. This fight's over as far as they're concerned. Best thing to do is run. Rogash, you're up.
I tire of this. I'm going to cast Magic Missile at 3rd level on Luke.
Okay.
And yeah, I'll go from there.
So roll me some damage. Well, you know what? That's enough. Because Luke was also badly wounded by several spells earlier. So, do you want to describe how your magic missiles cause Luke to meet his end?
Yeah, he does this like grandiose, like waving his big quarterstaff. The bluish green gem starts to glow, and then just sends this like sickly greenish bolt out from it, and it just hits Luke square in the chest, and it kind of sinks and makes like a wet thud sound as it like sinks through his chest and out the other side. Um, and then I'm going to roll for my magic.
Yes. I think you're safe.
It's not a 1. All right, cool.
All right. That finishes Rogas' turn. Let's see what Bill does. Bill's running toward the longboat. Brad's running toward this longboat. So is Dick.
Bet he is.
All right. Yep. Lunadora, you're up.
I am going to wind my way through the crowd. And I am going to tap Tholian in the shoulder and give her. How many hit points have you lost?
Oh, 11.
All right, I'm going to give you 11 hit points.
Yay. Thank you.
And that is my turn.
All right.
Because it took both my actions to get there. I had to do a little runny run. A little sprint.
Travis starts to swim for the dock and yells at the men, "Get back to your positions! Get back here and help!" And that's pretty much all Travis can do this turn.
Hard to hear you over the splashing.
Dog paddle.
It is. Hugh 100% ignores that, running for the longboat. Sam 100% ignores that, running for this longboat. Steve makes his way back to this longboat. It's a consensus. Uh, Matt will be running for this one. Thessa, you're up.
Okay, I see the way the tides are turning. So I'm going to stand up and my eyes are going to flash with this golden light at the same time that these golden wings burst out of my back. And I'm going to come flying down and I'm going to land right next to Tholine.
Whew, that is some trick.
Actually, I don't think I'm going to
That was
land yet.
hot.
I think I'm going to stay slightly hovering, maybe like 5-ish feet off the ground. Are we going? That's it for me.
I think it is about time to go.
That's what I got.
Also, Dolina, are you as turned on as I am right now? Because, wow.
Yeah, that was really hot.
We'll raise an eyebrow, both of you.
Bob will flee, and Jack will flee, heading toward longboats. Dave will flee. Tholine.
Mm. So I guess we're getting on the boat then? Let's go.
Probably a good idea to go ahead and get on the boat.
Yep, go. Yep.
So Celine will move 1, 2, 3. And just use another starlight step and get on the boat.
Anything else?
And I'll hold my hand out to anyone else who's coming on board to help.
Then Ava, you're next.
I'm going to guess that I actually cannot see Travis anymore because he's in the water and down.
He made his way to the dock, so I'm gonna say you could see his hands and the upper part of his body, like as he's got his arms as he's getting ready to try to pull himself back out.
She sighs, pulls another mote of light out of the sky, and is gonna Eldritch Blast him a couple more times because he ought not to have done that.
Love it.
First one is a 23.
Nice.
That's a pretty solid hit.
So that is 10 force damage and 5 necrotic.
Woohoo!
So, do you want to describe for me how you put an end to Travis?
Come on.
I'd imagine he looks kind of surprised. It is what looks like a tiny bolt of light. I mean, he's seen them before. He knows what it's going to do. But it blasts into him and knocks him back off the deck. And his body starts to crumple inward just a little bit as he splashes into the water.
Beautiful. The end of Travis. And with that, the last of the thugs begins to flee onto the longboats. And whatever of the populace can make it onto the longboats flees with them. Elena Martel waves all of you on board, as well as loading in as much of the populace as she can. I'm sure, I presume you tell me, how do you help her get these refugees on here as quickly as possible? Because the ground is busting open and these vines are screaming up into the sky.
Lunadora is already headed to the rigging. She knows exactly what she's got to do. She's been doing this her whole life, and starts undoing coils of rope and flinging them over the side to people to pull them up. Um, basically just like she's grabbing ropes with her feet, with her hands, everything, tossing them, trying to get to people.
Yeah, I'm gonna go into first mate mode and just start barking orders at random people. You do this and you do that, and I'm gonna yell for Dash. Dash, let's go.
Beautiful. Dash, what do you do?
I think I hear Tessa's order, and I look back, um, and I see poor Rogast like just chilling at the back of the street, um, and I'm like, all right, well, things are getting bad, so I will burn a focus point to Step of the Wind. Um, so I will. He's only 50 feet away from me, which is less than my movement. So I'm just going to run over to him, use my action with my powerful build, to pick him up over my shoulder, and then just use the movement of my dash action to bring us both back down here.
Beautiful. Great use of power.
Just say, all right, we're ready to go.
And once my wings give out, I'll drop onto the deck of the ship as well.
Anyone have anything they want to do while they're helping load these refugees on this boat?
No, but I will say that everybody gets an eyeful as like Dash kind of throws him over his shoulder. He is going commando, so like robes fly up.
Absolutely.
No.
Right.
I am going
Put
to
me down.
cast
Put me down.
Mage Hand and send that over to the flying up robes and use it to hold them down.
That's a good use of magic. I approve. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go report to the captain really quickly. Just, this is what I do. I'm falling into this mode.
Well, welcome aboard, and thanks for your help.
Of course. That's a first mate of the Starwake. I don't have my notes. Starwake? Yeah.
Very pleased to meet you, Thessa. My own first mate and most of my crew are out there in that city somewhere. But I'm going to trust that they'll find their way here, or home, back to where I'm going to take these refugees. They're a good crew, but we can't stay here any
I'm
longer.
afraid we can't wait, Captain.
No, we can't. Anybody else in your group got experience on one of these?
Dash does. I don't know the rest of them. I assume that one has quite a bit of experience from the way they're moving. It's a pretty safe assumption.
I was born on a ship, Captain. I've got this.
Well,
I
good.
have experience in other things, other useful things.
I'm sure
Just
we
show
can
me the galley.
Always use a cook. But I doubt very many of these refugees know much about a ship. So
Doubtful.
I'm going to need all the help you can give.
Yeah, if there's any remaining, like if they had any goods that were still waiting on the pier, or anything that from where they had been loading or unloading prior to all this stuff happening, Dash is just running back and forth, just hauling boxes.
All right, getting some of the last of the boxes on, along with as many refugees as you can hold. And Elena does her best not to leave anybody behind. So the ship's packed to the gills with refugees when she breaks anchor and you all head out of the harbor. From the deck of the Moon Dancer, you look back at Luskin. You see the crystalline vine coiling upward, scraping against the sky. And as the Moon Dancer clears the harbor, Captain Sartell stamps her boot hard on the deck. Blackjack, she yells. Take us up! And to the surprise and shock of many of the refugees you brought on board, but less so to yourselves, the galleon lifts from the water. Salt drips from its keel as it rises into the atmosphere, up above the clouds. It lists and it creaks. And as the world falls away beneath, you can see other vines climbing skyward from other parts of the world miles away before the Moon Dancer passes through the clouds and into the starry abyss above. You note, Ava, that you can see a moon passing out of sight from the back deck. Is there anything any of you would like to do right at this moment as you're leaving this planet behind before we end for the night?
He'll kind of be on the deck, kind of looking back, light his pipe, sigh a bit, and kind of cheers the planet, and goes back in down to the galley and starts making food for the rest of the crew and the refugees as best as he can.
Lunator will go up to Tholian and say, "My dear friend, I think this is it. I think this is the adventure that we've been looking for."
Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm also excited that there's someone else willing to do the cooking because I do not know how to cook. Can Tolene like break off a piece of the crystal vine?
Well, there's
To
not
keep-
really one within reach.
Oh, okay.
And I think Dash will make his way up to the prow, like kind of hanging, just up on the guardrail, and is just trying to stare out in the direction of where he thinks the Starwake and the other ship were ambushed, and just scanning the star line to see if he can detect anything of home.
I'll probably join you after a while, but I don't talk or anything. I'll just hang out with you.
Ava is going to scrounge around for her water skin and a cup. Not sure when I'm going to see a moon again, so might as well make use of the spoon while I got it.
Yes. So describe what you do with the moon in your spoon.
She pours some of the water into the cup and pulls out a silver spoon and stirs it a few times and holds it up to the moon and does something that looks like thanks. And then takes the cup and pulls out a little box, a little bottle and funnel, and pours whatever was in the cup into the bottle. It doesn't appear to be water anymore.
That's correct. As you hold the spoon up to the moon, you see the runes carved into its handle in the phases of the moon light up as the light of the moon hits it. And go ahead and roll me a percentile dice.
Ooh.
It's a 91.
As you stir, the composition of the water does indeed change. It begins to sparkle, and you see the full moon on the handle. That particular symbol shines brightly as you stir. And when you pour that liquid into that bottle, you find that you have a supreme healing potion. Yes, that is the most powerful of healing potions,
Ooh.
short of a raised dead.
What is that?
She's gonna tuck that bottle away and probably also head up to the prow, actually.
Right. Tired. It's been eventful. And it's all happened very, very quickly. But hopefully you'll be able to get at least a short rest in before something else happens. And with that lovely thought, we will end for the night and roll credits for Steve's initiative.
Let's go to
Start
credits.
it.
We'll be right back on the other side. Don't go anywhere. Okay, we're kind of back. Everybody's slowly popping back up in there. But oh my gosh, wow. I had a pretty good time with that one. Amy, I'm going to give it over to you. You kick us off with your stars and wishes, and then bop it around to whoever you'd like.
Well, thank you.
I
I think my star tonight has to go to meat confetti.
Yeah, yeah. That was pretty great.
Thank you.
It's a good visual. I appreciate that.
What?
Meat confetti. Lovely.
Wishes. I'm just looking forward to seeing all of you and your interactions as you get to
Absolutely.
know each other.
Yes.
Who wants to go next?
I'll go next. That's cool. Oh man, my star this evening. Oh gosh. I think I'm gonna give it to Maeve. I really enjoyed the visual of Lunadora like working the ropes with all of their limbs. Like I think that's just absolutely fantastic. That's great. We're gonna get along quite nicely. Pirate to pirate. Oh man, my wishes. Gosh, hopefully we'll have technology situated and fixed by next time, and no storms and monitors being knocked out and shit. That's about it for me. I'm going to pass it to Cassie.
Let's see. My star is going to go to Rogash for not casting Fireball because that made me realize I had it.
Fireball's a good one.
And my wish is to uh, see these relationships develop because I think this is a really interesting group.
I agree. I think that's going to be a pretty fun one as well, too. Who do you want to pass it to, Cassie?
Pass it to Maeve.
Maeve.
Hi. Yeah, I think I have to give it to Nida for I just love Tolian. I just
Right?
love her. And I can't like the way our two characters are already just like melding into like back and forth is fantastic. So I am, and I think that's my wish too, is just to see like there's gonna be tension there, and I can't wait to see where the tension comes from.
What
Because
kind of tension?
things just can't be, like the lesbian pirate
Yeah.
vibe for the whole time. There has to be
Can't
some
it?
sort of drama that comes up.
And we could probably
It
pull it
has
off.
to be drama.
What about your wishes?
My wishes are I really want to see like how we all move together in like fights and figure out like what our fighting style and stuff is as we do different different fights and things throughout this is where are we gonna find our right niche for each character.
It's excellent. Who do you want to pass it to, Maeve?
Let's go Alex.
Alex.
Alrighty.
Hello.
I mean, everything was awesome. Um, I think my star for tonight is I think I'll go to Cassie for just a great delete button. It's just
Yeah.
always
Like, all right, I'm done.
it's always good to see. I mean, it something scratches
Yep.
that little spot when you just I don't know.
And you
Just
just
tastes
Love
wipe
a
out
good fire.
everything.
yeah, yeah. Wishes are uh no, just stability for the group and for the stream, and
Yeah,
that we get a fun and exciting round two.
I agree. Awesome. Who you can pass it to, Alex?
Let's go, Aiden.
Aiden, stars and wishes.
Saving the best for last, huh? I I think stars would have to go to Dashan because he literally saved my butt trying to the old man in the walker on the very end. He's like, "Oh no," pull me back onto the ship. Um, that was great. I look forward to interacting with the rest of you guys and y'all learning more about Rogas' backstory and how that's gonna play out and be interesting.
Backstories are fun. I love it. All right, last but most definitely not least, Nida. Stars and wishes, please, my friend.
I Can I give out 2 stars?
Of course you can.
2
do
stars, but
whatever
only
So
1 token.
Ah.
so the first star goes to Maeve. I do love the relationship between Tholene and uh, Lunadora. It's just I missed her so much in the last episode when she was gone. So it's really great that she's back. And also to Ava because my God, she just did so much damage today. That was just so awesome to watch.
Just wipe shit out.
Uh, yeah. And my wishes are, yeah, to just see how the group interacts with each other and how these relationships develop. And who becomes close to who would be fun to see.
That's good. Now, which of them got your token?
Oh, I think Ava.
There we
Very
go.
nice. Excellent. All right, my friends, thank you so much for, well, I normally say thank you for playing my little game, but this isn't my little game. So, Amy, thank you for running this for us and let me play for a little bit. Super fun. So, we'll be back in a couple of weeks. Do the things. You know what to do. And we'll see you guys next time. All right. Everybody say bye. Bye.
Bye.
Break it down now.